Dude,
This is not that, dude.
Chet made the French big man look dumb last time we played him. Like, Chet brought him out in the perimeter, and he just made him look lost. And you say, okay, but yeah, that's because Chet's so good. But you guys got to just stop and just like say that again. Chet made the 3-time, 4-time defensive player of the year look fucking stupid out there.
Stupid.
And that's what's happening. Like, Chet isn't going to go out there and dominate every single game right now. It's the consistency that happens after your second or third year that we're going to see Chet grow into. But what we're seeing from Chet in these times against the Wolves and times against other teams that come out ready to play, that have big men, we're seeing a step up in a way that we haven't seen before. And as a huge fan, I can't help but wonder how much better Chet is going to be with a player like Jay Will that is consistently out there. And I want to say this about Jay Will. A huge shout out to Jalen Williams. He has been playing outstanding recently in that I would call that Charles Barkley role, like rough, tough, mean, like bodying it up. He's getting some blocks like crazy right now. Taking the charges still, like he's doing the dirty work. And when he's lined up next to Chet, it's the most fluent basketball that we play. It just is, like you see Chet and Jay Will setting screens at the perimeter. They're wide screens. People have trouble getting around them. And then we just get people open all the time. So, people are saying, well, we need this type of big man. We need this type of big man. No, what we need is Jay Will to continue to develop. What we need is Dort to continue to develop and Josh Giddey to continue to develop. We need these guys to continue to develop in our system. Because if these guys continue to develop in the system, it's not going to be we need this player or that player, right? It's the system has worked its way out. We saw what happened when these guys are patients, when this team was really good on fast break defense in the beginning, and then they made it into better defense. I think we made last year was a top 12 team in defense last year. And then this year's huge jump to defense, like it's all part of the system, is that Coach and Sam at the end of the year get together and talk about what their needs are to make the defense better, or to make the offense better. And he goes out and gets those players. So to me, it's about just trusting the system. I know people are saying trade, and we opened the discussions for trade, and that's what that is, guys. We want you guys to talk about the trade. We want everybody to be in the discussion about the trade, throwing your ideas in the chat. It's all about that, guys, because this is what Oklahoma City Thunder is all about, is sitting down, watching and observing what is going on next. Josh Giddey isn't going anywhere. We can all just stop with that because Josh Giddey becomes triple the value he is currently worth right now in the offseason. So there's no reason for anybody to say that Josh Giddey's on his way out, because he's not.
I just wish we could all agree on that, but I get it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and like I mentioned to you, Jay, I love you in spite of all the horrible things I've said about you. I still love you.
What's up, guys?
I've said some pretty horrible things about you, Jay. I still love you.
No, you haven't, dude. You have not said anything horrible about Jay.
Just not on the air, Dave.
We just Jay called us out for the longest time, man. I loved it, dude. He would just call the bullshit out.
He's back to talk about how he thinks Giddey isn't a good fit. And look, I've learned to respect his opinion because he has been ahead on some things that I didn't see coming. This one, I respect that his opinion makes sense in this moment, but I like to see things for the way they will be and not necessarily the way they are. And with a young player who's Josh's age, it's very easy to look at how things are instead of how they can be. And the key to looking at how they can be is to look at the person, right? Like you can't just look at somebody's game and say their game is who they will always be. But if you can look at a person, you say like they're relentless when it comes to work ethic. They're committed to when it comes to team. Like that's when you can believe in somebody.
I've been listening to a number of different podcasts. All right. Young teams podcast. Okay. We're talking teams like San Antonio Spurs podcast, right? We're going over to Toronto's podcast. You know what they all say?
They want Josh Giddey.
What they want is more than anything is Josh Giddey.
Yeah, they do.
They all say it. They all whisper, "We want Josh Giddey. We want Josh Giddey. We want Josh Giddey." Okay, take that in context, guys. If everybody is on the outside saying we want Josh Giddey, and Oklahoma City Thunder fans, which Twitter's full of stupid, moronic people out there, and they're saying trade, 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 right? And everybody else is saying we want Josh, we want Josh. Who's smart by holding Josh? The Twitter people or Sam Presti? You see what I'm saying? Like if everybody's calling we want Josh, do you think coaches or Sam Presti's getting calls about Josh? Fuck yeah, he is. On a daily basis, probably people are calling him, say, "Hey, is Josh available?" Just wondering. Do you think Sam's saying, yeah, he's available? Or do you think Sam's saying, hell no, he's not available? Because if he was available, every newscast, everybody would be talking about it because it would have been leaked already. But nothing's being leaked about it. Twitter is full of a cesspool of nastiness. There is no proof behind any of it. So for me, I'm looking at it saying, if Sam Presti's going to trade Josh Giddey, it has to come at the end of the season. Beginning of next season. It can't come before. There's zero reason it should come before. But why would you go out and take $100 bill, right? Take it to a bank and say, I'm cool with taking, I don't know, $30 in exchange for this. Why would you take a $100 bill and go exchange it for $30 the same price, the same dollar? Here's a $100 bill of American money, and I want $30 in exchange for that $100 bill. Like, this is just basic market shit, bro. You're not going to do that. The only way someone's going to get Josh Giddey is if they're willing to pay what Josh is worth. And if you're not willing to pay what Josh is worth, then they're moving on. Sam's not going to talk. Like, that means, is Josh Giddey available? Hell no. No one's willing to pay what it takes to get Josh Giddey.
So I've even seen the Dallas Mavericks. They want him. Like, how much sense does that really make with their team build and like how he would fit? Like I just think in the end, even Jay said like he thinks Josh Giddey might have top 5 vision of all time, and that's why I'm like we can agree on so many things. I feel like Dude, we're just different denominations of the Church of the Thunder. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Let me put a scenario on for you. All right. 6 seconds left in the game. Sideline, out of balance, doesn't matter. Baseline, the ball's out of balance. We've called timeout. And this is going back, let's say, the last 35 years. All right. 35 years of hoops. Who are you going to pull off and put on that sideline or out of balance play?
3 players I can think of right now.
All right.
Okay. I'm thinking Jason Kidd.
Yep.
I'm thinking Manu Ginobili. And I'm thinking Josh Giddey.
Good. I mean, that's right at where I was at. I mean, like you'd have to go pretty far back, but
Stockton would be pretty great at the end of the game.
Pistol Pete was amazing at it too, though.
I don't remember.
Like I saw some plays that he threw in there, but again, my point is that you have to seriously think about the history of the game in order to find a player that is as talented as Josh Giddey.
Magic would be pretty great in that spot.
Exactly. So you've got a small legendary group that we would want for players to throw the ball in that situation. And you cannot sit here and say that Josh Giddey wouldn't be there. And my question to everybody is, how much is that worth? If Josh Giddey, all he does is throw the ball in balance, and the people can score 80% of the time when he throws the ball in balance, how valuable is that? How valuable in American football is a field goal kicker? How valuable is somebody in the NBA that can shoot 90% free throws? How valuable is it that these players that can close games and do these minor things that are so spectacular that you got to stop and say, he's worth it? And Josh Giddey is one of those guys that he does so many things. Open court. Right. If he's in the open court, I mean, there's nobody's going to stop where he's going. Like he's redefining how to pass the ball. And that's shout out to Footy.
This is what I'm saying too. Like if he just was a passer, he would be worth it. But then he goes out and he leads the team in scoring against Charlotte. And it's like, so he's not just a passer. And he's also one of the best rebounders on the team. So he's not just a passer. And it's like, I get it that if you want to be critical of him, you can say, well, the most important skill to have around Shea would be perimeter shooting. That's a very good argument, and I don't disagree with it. But to say that no other skill matters around Shea is sort of asinine. And to say a 21-year-old who hasn't figured out his 3-point shot but does other things at an elite level won't ever become a true valuable. That's where I'm like, look, man, you may believe that you're the biggest Thunder fan ever, but when you come to the conclusion that we should let go of somebody who has all these skills simply because he doesn't play the game to your taste, like that's where I'm just like, you're a fan of the Thunder in as long as they fit your model, right? You're not actually like a diehard fan of the Thunder, because a diehard fan of the Thunder isn't trying to trade one of the starters for nothing. And what my only fucking point is, you see people like Kevin O'Connor like loudly leading this thing, and he's from an outside media thing, and of course, dude, can you imagine Boston would go crazy for Josh Giddey right now? Like, dude, he's a connector of players, and he can run any offense. He's gonna go out and he's gonna play for Australia in the Olympics. Like, that's gonna be huge. Can you imagine
Josh in Boston? Imagine 6 seconds left with Josh to the sideline out of balance. I mean, seriously, guys, think about that. Like, people would be vibing at a whole new level. So why can't Oklahoma City Thunder Twitter fans enjoy him like the rest of us? Why can't they? Let me just put this in the plainest, most miserable way. People. No, and they don't understand the game because they've been led astray by listening to the wrong Oklahoma City Thunder media, listening to the wrong Oklahoma City Thunder podcast, by saying that there is a way to have a perfect team by trading. There is a way to have a perfect team by taking Josh Giddey out of it and replacing him with a big man. Let me just tell you guys, and Sam Presti says it the best, there's no easy way to win. There's no easy way to get to the victory. You have to pay the toll. And Sam Presti understands that. And if you're sitting there saying, we have to trade Josh Giddey, we got to get rid of Josh Giddey, it's because you do not understand the concept of one thing, patience. And that's not our fault. That's not our fault here in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, the podcast to listen to right here, The Last Storm. That's not our fault because we've been preaching it since day one. You need guys like Josh Giddey. You need guys like Chet. You need guys like Shea. You need guys like J-Dub. You need guys like Dort. In order to complete a team, chemistry, a team, guys. You just don't want to pull apart and try to make this a Clippers team, or you don't want to pull this team apart and try to make it like the Suns team. No, fuck no. Keep your bullshit away from us. This podcast is only about players that are positive in Oklahoma City. And you can say anything you want about this team. When push comes to shove, you don't run it. You don't understand it. Because we don't understand it, and we for sure as fuck don't run the team. But we sit there and we support Sam Presti because he has the vision to make this team into a championship caliber team. And the only way there is by listening to Sam and understanding Sam. And Sam tells you guys every single beginning of the season what the goal is that season. And yet sometimes people still can't get it through their fucking brains that this is the way the Oklahoma City Thunder run the team. What makes us different here, what makes us, our fan base different, our listeners different, is one fucking thing. They're willing to listen to Sam Presti and what he is currently saying at that very fucking moment. And they take him for his word. They don't try to twist his words into something that's like, oh, here you go. This is what Sam's saying. He's looking for the greatest team of all time. So thus he's going to trade away everybody to get there. No. Sam Presti's going to do it his fucking way. And we're all just here watching it. We have no say in it at all. So why don't we just fucking enjoy it?
That's right, baby. And if you guys roll with us, then we'll fuck with you. And if not, you can fuck off. Because we don't fuck with you. Love you guys.
We love you guys.
See you next time.